Battlefield 2042 has been delayed. As of later this afternoon, DICE and EA released a joint announcement on all social media accounts that Battlefield 2042 will now release on November 19th, 2021, about a month or so later than the original date, which would have been October 22nd. Their announcement reads as follows. We've made the decision to shift the launch of Battlefield 2042. The game will now be released worldwide on November 19th, 2021. Building the next generation of Battlefield during a global pandemic has created unforeseen challenges for our development teams. Given the scale and scope of the game, we had hoped our teams would be back in our studios together as we move towards launch. With the ongoing conditions not allowing that to happen safely, and with all the hard work the teams are doing from home, we feel it is important to take the extra time to deliver on the vision of Battlefield 2042 for our players. Your enthusiasm for the game has been very inspiring. We believe in the game we're making, and we thank you for your patience as we put some finishing touches into the experience. Updates on the open beta will be coming later this month. Oscar Gabrielson and the Battlefield 2042 development team. I personally would say that I'm disappointed but not surprised. I was always very skeptical of the reports from EA executives that Battlefield 2042 was ahead of schedule and developing well ahead of pace, and I had mentally prepared myself for the reality that with people still working from home, the game had a very good chance of being delayed. And with DICE and EA becoming very silent over the course of the past month while we all cry out helplessly for communication and information on the game, most of us caught on to the fact that things were a little too quiet heading into the final stretch of development. So, in that sense, I'm not very distraught about this, especially with all signs pointing to the fact that the open beta will still be next week on the 22nd, and in the end, I am in favor of whatever helps this game reach its full potential. I will say, however, that I'm getting a sickening sense of deja vu. This is following very similarly to the path of Battlefield 5, in which the game was also delayed by a month, 1 week before its open beta in 2018, and even with the extra development time, the launch of Battlefield 5 was underwhelming and rocky, and that trend pretty much continued throughout the rest of the game's lifecycle until it reached an early death. I'm not saying that Battlefield 2042 will end up the same way. In fact, I think odds are that this game is wildly successful as things look promising so far, but some things that I've been thinking about in the wake of the delay. Firstly, I think people really overestimate how much a 1-month delay helps a game, and secondly, Battlefield 2042 is a massive game, much larger than Battlefield 5 was in comparison in terms of scale and gameplay options, so if there is need for a delay, which clearly there is, will 1 month actually be enough? And of course, I don't want to really discredit Battlefield 2042 before the game has even come out. Obviously, we know what Battlefield 5 was, and we have yet to quite figure out what Battlefield 2042 is. I can imagine that a delay to November like the one that the game is receiving is just long enough to where the developers can get some extra time in, but not too far away from the original launch date to where EA can avoid pushing Battlefield into a completely different financial quarter, which is something that obviously they don't want to do, considering that EA have gone all in on 2042, halting development for other titles like Need for Speed in the EA catalog just to help the development of Battlefield. So I guess it really depends on how much you think a 1-month delay is actually going to help. I'm not a game developer, obviously, but I can't imagine that a 4-week delay is going to have too much of an impact or be as sufficient as the developers want it to be, especially with working from home, which seems to be the blunt of the reasoning given for the delay of the game in the first place. I don't think the reaction would be as off-putting if we actually knew more about this game, but as we've talked about before, and everybody knows, we haven't seen much in the past months after the Exodus short film in terms of information, which was getting more and more off-putting the closer we got to October, right? All we got was this meme, which, geez, now that I look at it, this did not age well as our only piece of communication until today. I suppose we will have a better idea as to where everything stands when we finally get our hands on the beta in the up and coming weeks, seeing the state of the game and what they are aiming to fix before launch in November. As of now, we only have a select few trailers and some leaked gameplay, so the beta will be pretty telling. But as of now, all we know is that the game is delayed until November, and hopefully this extended wait for the game will be worth it as they can buff out some dents before releasing it to the public. For the record, I am still very excited for this game, and I think it has great potential. I've just got my breath held now. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Kind of an unscripted video to get this information out to you as quickly as possible. If you are looking for a place to call home for Battlefield 2042 content moving forward, consider subscribing, as I will be posting plenty of 2042 content when we get our hands on the game. In the meantime, I stream 4 nights a week on Twitch. Link will be in the description below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. How do you guys feel about the game being delayed? Once again, thanks for watching. My name is Catalyst, and I will see you all another time.